Here we are. We are live.
I'm looking at the man in the mirror, I need a break. Stress weighs on my soul until it starts to ache. Time pass on these past tracks, what a waste, and I'ma let you in for a moment. They said he holded a rock, told it a block, go your fire to my town.
Yo, what up, man? It's Spittin with Spitter. I'm happy to be here. Chris, what's happening?
How you doing? It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. I am humbled, honored, and grateful that you would pop up on me once again.
Yeah, of course. Happy I could fill in for you. No problem.
Oh man, so dope. It's funny how God worked, right? Because like I had two different people cancel, two different people want to be on, and then you hit me, and my man hit me. I'm gonna do an interview with him tonight. Horace Jenkins. He played for the Detroit Pistons.
Amazing. That's a fun one.
Yeah. We'll
How do you know him? Is he local? Or was he local?
Now, you know what? He played. He came up in Jersey, and after his career in the league and stuff was done, playing in summer leagues out here, I had met him, and we developed this crazy relationship through music. It wasn't even about no basketball, and then later on, it was about basketball.
It's amazing what basketball courts can birth, though. Relationships and access, and yay for basketball.
So let's catch up with you. Where can we tell people where you're at right now?
Yeah, because I am quarantining as per UK guidelines. I just got to London, got here yesterday. I'll be here for about 6 weeks, supporting a restaurant opening over here, which is super excited. Hey, there's Alan.
Big Al Bubsky. What up, Bub? Lewis Street in the house. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great. So just in London, I'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So I'm able to take our meetings and stay updated through Zoom calls, etc. And then once I'm done my quarantine, I'll be back in the kitchen, opening another restaurant, which is what I do now. So I'm super excited.
We got some, man. People are chiming in early. Rob Foper.
Good. There he is. Hey, Bobby.
Two of my favorite Phillipsburg legends. Bobby, I'm just happy to be here.
He's such a good one.
Oh man, great individual. So let's pick up where we left off.
Yeah, where did we left?
We're probably talking about bars per square inch.
Yeah, we were bars per capita. We were talking about all of that. Some of the things that I think people are great for so many things, but there are some institutions within the town that I think can catch you if you're not paying attention, like without even trying. So hopefully there's less bars now. It seems like a handful of them shut down.
I think there is. I think there's less bars. I think South Main Street is pretty quiet these days.
Yeah. That's where we used to go get liquor with some like real dodgy fake ID that nobody, Jersey IDs back then were, you could just peel it back. It was like a pull pass, handwrite in a new date. But family liquor, man. We used to be down. I was a teenager. Jesus. Felonies. See, again.
Allegedly. You could sit across the street from family liquor and just wait for somebody older that you knew. Very accessible.
Yeah.
Very accessible.
Yeah. And unfortunately not enough, or at least when I was there, I don't know how it is now. There's not a ton of resource for addictions, mental health support. Actually in Peaburg, I think in the Lehigh Valley, there's probably some good resources, but it's tough.
They did, and it's funny that you bring that up. They did open up some facilities. There's a CARES facility in Phillipsburg. They help with addiction and alcoholism and all different types of mental health issues. And then there's Family Guidance has a branch in Phillipsburg now too, and they pretty much do the same thing.
That's good. You need it. You can't expect change without the resource there to support it. So, and luckily there seems to be. I keep up on the local politics a little bit, of course, because Bobby Fulper, and despite us having different political views, I know that guy loves that city or the town more than really anybody I know. So I will always sponsor him. And again, even though we have some differences in policy views, at the end of the day, I think he does what's best or wants what's best for the city, and he knows it because he grew up there and loves it, and et cetera. But I think with some of that change in town leadership, hopefully those resources just continue to get stronger and more community outreach, et cetera.
And that's what we hope. For a while, for about 2 years, I worked for Family Guidance as a recovery specialist, as a coach. And unfortunately, COVID pretty much shut that down because we couldn't have access into the hospitals. You know, so hopefully when this clears up, I got some more comments coming in though. We got some legends coming in.
Let's go. I love that. I love that giant sticker on your Facebook profile.
Debbie and Bo, Mama Deb, what's up, Mom? Love you. Much love to you, Mom.
Hey, what's up, cuz? I heard you're getting married. That's exciting.
Woo!
Sucker. No, I'm kidding. Marriage is amazing. Yeah, exactly, Bobby. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. That's when people can put those differences aside and just do what's right for really the youth. I mean, as adults, we know how to get on with it and usually can, but man, those kids just need more. They deserve more.
Absolutely. And that's like, you know, I think they've done a great job with the youth center thus far. But there needs to be more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like give these kids access to the middle school or the high school or you know, and I know it costs and it's resources, but to get these kids off the streets. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You know, I think that youth center saved a bunch of us, saved me a ton of times. I had nowhere else to go after school. Thank God for that place. Yeah.
Like, that place was my safe haven for so long. You know, even when I was out there fucking off and getting in trouble, I still would go back to the youth center because I knew that like that was my place.
Yeah.
Oh, all your family is chiming in right now.
There he is.
God, what up, my brother?
His daughter's still killing it. Congrats, Kai. I saw that she just got pushed up to varsity. That's so exciting. When you get that nod, yeah, it's especially in field hockey. Again, I know we were talking about some of those feeder programs the last time we talked. So for the girls in town, we didn't play field hockey until freshman year of high school. There, you know, we played soccer with the boys or you ran track or whatever. But field hockey was the only one that I split time JV varsity, and I think Kai's probably the same, just dominates in basketball, dominates in softball. But field hockey is it's one we pick up later, and you know we don't start playing field hockey until a little bit later. So she's so athletic, she'll be fine. But that's super exciting.
From that bloodline though.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
I know you seen that my Las Vegas Raiders smacked up on the Chiefs. I was thinking about you.
I know.
Jackie and I are going to plan a trip to come out there. And,
yeah, you got to let me know.
Come visit. You know, I think that would be so dope.
I have season tickets. So hopefully by next season, they'll. It's a good investment. I mean, to be quite honest, it was somewhere safe and good to put my money. But hopefully next season they'll have a full stadium. So the Chiefs, like some of the teams are allowing certain percentages, but the owner, who's the owner? Al Davis? Is that the owner?
No, you know what?
No, who is it?
Al Davis had died.
Oh yeah, okay, so not him. It's the guy with the weird bangs that get cut to here. Yeah, who's that guy?
I'm the worst Raider fan because like
no, it's okay. Yeah, but he doesn't wear a jersey, so you know
exactly.
Cool. But he said in Vegas that he wouldn't consider opening up partial tickets. That if Nevada said, "Oh, you could fill 50% of the stadium," he still doesn't want it. He said all my ticket holders or none of them. Meanwhile, we are like, come on, put us in a lottery. We'll take what we can get. But I doubt he'll allow fans in there this year. But hopefully by next year. It looks like UNLV will get to play a few games in there this season, though, which is how amazing is that for college kids?
70,000 to go there.
70,000 seat venue, just brand new, $1 billion, $2 billion, I think it was in the end.
Yeah, 2.4 or something.
It's gorgeous. It takes up like all of the 15. It is. I'm nervous. They'll probably have to put more police presence because they have this massive TV screen, and there's just going to be a ton of accidents because you can't help but to look at it when you're driving on the 15. And That's already a gnarly stretch of road. So anyway,
I'm
Raiders, yeah. Let me know when you come out.
I'm gonna get to these comments because we got all the family chat. And you know what? Before we get to the comments, it's so dope that like because I came up with all y'all, everybody that's chiming in treats me like family.
Yeah.
And that is like such the dopest thing because I know when the chips hit the ground, like I know who I call and who I can't.
Yeah.
But there we go. Yes,
There
it's
she is.
family time.
All the cousins coming out. Look at
Yes,
that.
family, all them in the building.
Autumn better look at her in that profile picture. You better sit down. Shit.
Had several seats on them.
It's crazy. She looks younger every time she puts her face up.
Yo, the whole family.
She got those good genes too. Jesus.
Sammy
Got it from
looks
your
12.
mama. He acts 12.
Yeah.
Autumn will tell you.
You know, Marissa looked young too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got another one. My little nephew Manny. He said
Hi, Manny.
the youth center has always played a big role in my childhood. Allowed me to release a lot of dark energy on the court and instead of the streets. Much love, I love you to the max, little bro. Thank you for being the man that you are today.
Yeah, exactly that, Manny. I think you need that outlet, so I'm glad that it gave you that because I know it did for me, and I know TJ and a bunch of us in that town.
Absolutely, man. Like, and even like I couldn't even play ball at that age. Like I didn't become a decent ball player until later on in life.
Yeah.
But like it was just when you go in there and you're encompassed by the vibe of the building, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seeing Tarp hand out work. You know what I mean? It's seeing Rocky Flowers hand out work. You know, it's just that was it for me.
I got such an appetite to just let my game speak for itself. There's this one like really quintessential moment in my life that happened there. And it's funny because you posted about Champion, and then there was a couple of us going back and forth about Hillcrest Mall and all that. And I had mentioned that Tom McCann eventually came out with these Bobo Chuck Taylors, and that's what we ended up getting. And I can remember this one game so vividly. And when it was Saturday mornings, we'd play half court, right? For biddies and what's after biddies? Midgets, yeah, thank you. Yeah. So they would have all the half court set up and everybody's sitting on the ground. So if you have to go to the bathroom, you're stepping over other teams. And I remember passing Holy Name. What was the Catholic school? Holy Name, yeah. And it was some girl that ended up not going to our high school. I don't know who she was, but I remember stepping over her to get out, and she made fun of my sneakers so hard. And we were about to play them. And I was like teared up in the bathroom, like, oh man, we're so poor or whatever. And I remember thinking like, you just have to destroy this girl. Every time she gets the ball, you block her shot, you strip the ball from her. And I went out there like not gunning for her in a way that I was like, getting fouls and stuff, but it fueled this thing inside of me. And I'm so lucky that when I was in the bathroom for that like 2-3 minutes that I flipped it and that I didn't get down and cower, that I was like, no, you know what? Okay. I'm gonna drop, like back then it was like dropping 8-10 points was, a big game. But I'm like, watch me drop 10 on you. And I did, and we ended up beating them, and we shouldn't have because Powell was never the most equipped team in the league.
Yeah, it sure wasn't.
But yeah, I'll never forget that moment. And if I could see that girl today, I would just thank her because shit, it fueled to turn something on inside me.
It's funny what Phillipsburg does to people because like I have that same like, because I hear it all you're too fat, too slow, too white, can't ball, So I made a career out of killing people on the court and just talking so recklessly while doing it. You know what I mean? And that's the feel. Like I do so much better under pressure because of Phillipsburg, because it taught me to be an assassin. You know what I mean? And I think I can name a lot of Jose on the football field when we were coming up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I can name so many people. Brian Klein. Brian Klein reached out to me after our first show, and he asked if I could pass his number on to you to reach out. Oh yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
And he gave us major salutes for bringing him up in that conversation.
Yeah, he was amazing. I love watching him shoot.
I got some more. Autumn says much love.
Killing him.
We're all getting fired. We're on the clock. Jose said, Jen, I'm also at work.
Oh man, I
Yeah,
love
I
these
love
guys.
it, man. I love it. But Pal brought up the toughest kids.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean, yeah. Oh, Raymond Patch chiming in. What's up? I'm at work now. So
The
listen,
mayor.
I
Look out.
cannot
Todd
be
better look out. This guy's
I
gonna be the
can
next mayor.
I cannot be responsible for y'all getting fired at work, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in though. And since y'all tuning in, share this shit. Tell your friends to tell their friends. Shit, your mama watching. You know what I mean? Can we talk about the NBA finals for a second? Did you get a
Yeah,
chance to peep it?
I did. I saw. I missed game 7, or sorry, game 6, but I missed the final. But the final game of the series. But I did watch the rest of the series. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean it's. I'm glad the Lakers won. I
Word.
appreciate LeBron James. I know there's like a ton of hate. There was a ton of hate the next day. I think
Holy
as an athlete
shit.
and as a person, I think he's done some incredible work with his platform. Yeah, it's different to watch games with no fans and have it so compromised and the season condensed, etc. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, those guys are professional athletes and they're still going out there putting their all on the floor. And I think it felt that way to me. I don't know how other people received it.
You know, first and foremost, the commissioner did a great job. I think they
Unreal.
played like 128 games with
Mm-hmm.
no COVID cases in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron is a stand-up guy.
Mm-hmm.
We can have the debate all day about him and Mike, and we're gonna get into that in a minute, just because I know you're a gamer.
Yeah.
But he's been in the league 17 years. He's been scrutinized since he was 16 years old. He's
Mm-hmm.
been with the same woman his entire life. He is there. He's an amazing father, an amazing man. He does everything he can for Cleveland and everybody around him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how can you hate on this guy?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. They'll find a way though. I mean, it's a tough
Absolutely.
conversation. I think, especially with people from our generation, having that Michael, that Jordan, LeBron conversation. And I'm old. I'll still argue for Lil Kim versus Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Foxy, and that's just my
Let's
age.
go.
That's not anything else. That's like back in 95, 96, getting those bootleg tapes of Junior Mafia, and
You
you
can't
know,
tell me shit about Biggie.
you
You can give
can't.
me 100 artists, and you know what I mean. You're not
Yeah,
going to be Biggie.
and
You know?
it was such a different time. They were working, and then again, same with the athletes. You look at what it was like in Jordan's time versus the training, the medical attention, the advancements in technology in the medical field, in sports training
Absolutely.
field. It is, I mean, you're talking decades apart from each other, right? So there's just been massive advancements that I think allow the players today to compete on a different level than they competed. But I think, I don't know. Again, I'm from that era, so I'm always gonna root for Jordan in that
They,
conversation.
they said LeBron spends something like 2.5 million just on training a year,
Yeah, and he
and that
can, because
yeah,
athletes today have those endorsements. I mean, you go back to like the 80s, Christ, getting on the Wheaties box was considered like the big thing. It wasn't
right.
until, I mean, and obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but Air Jordans are the first sneaker or big contract that I can remember an athlete having that was like that big, that they had their own line of sneakers. They
Hmm.
were the
And it
face of
wasn't
Nike.
even. He really didn't even catch a lot of money off that first contract. Like they just made
Yeah,
him sneakers. You know, it
yeah,
wasn't like a huge endorsement deal. But we got a whole bunch of more of your people chiming in.
yeah. Come on.
Carol Gallagher, I'm sorry, says so accurate. When I moved down south, people didn't understand the random competitiveness.
Yes.
I could never explain what growing up in Pittsburgh did.
What
Facts,
growing up
Carol.
in Pittsburgh did was mean
Facts.
that you will absolutely get into like a foot race with anybody at the drop. Somebody just has to dare or challenge you, and you're like, what race here to the end of the street? You're on. It doesn't matter what it is. You'll make a competition out of it. You're
I got
absolutely right.
into a physical fight over Biggie and Pac with one of my best friends
Oh Jesus.
because, well, there was some liquor involved and the
Yeah.
competitive spirit, and you're just not gonna talk that Pac shit with me. You know what I mean? We got some more, man. Man, my nephew says, yeah, it built a warrior passion in me. My favorite youth center moment is when I dropped 42 points on Stephon Marbury nephew.
Well, it
love
doesn't
it.
matter who you dropped it on. Dropping
No,
42 points at the youth center means you're
but
in a certain age group, and that's
exactly. But he couldn't get no burn with us because he tried to. Me and Greg used to spank him.
is that
I hope
true? Manny, is
that
that true?
Manny? Are those facts? Are those Snapple facts? Because I need to check in right now. Right? Oh my God, we got so many comments. Michael Bryan, what up, man? Legends right here, past, present, and future. Thank you for being you, both of you. Godspeed, my brother Michael.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, brother. We
Give your
appreciate
wife,
you.
give your wife my love. I haven't seen Jen since probably Thanksgiving Day game last year. And is there no Turkey Day game this year?
Oh no, they having it.
But just no fans, or
I
have they
don't
not
know.
decided?
I have no
All right.
idea. Megs, hey TJ, hey Megs. Lil Kim ruined her face though, sadly.
She did, but those
Tragically.
bars back then, man.
Yeah,
People giving like so much pushback to WAP, and I just think, did you listen to Big Mama Out? Did you?
everybody's so mad at WAP and no idea what Lil Kim was talking about. Like
Sprite Kansas,
the
yeah,
level of slander and disrespect. Oh
yeah.
my God. Or Biggie's Get Money remix.
Mm.
I'm not gonna sing it word for word.
Mm.
Raymond Pat said Phillipsburg football team is on State Liner Sports YouTube on Saturday night. Thank you for the update, Ray. As
Thank you.
always,
I'll try and tune in,
Jose,
Ray.
wait till you see his son ball. I had the opportunity to coach against his son in AAU a year ago. Baby Braun is coming.
Ah, yeah. Okay. I've seen some of his highlight tapes.
Yo, he's different.
Yeah.
Kelly Ellis says, love you guys. Much love,
Yeah.
Kel. Carol Gallagher says, haha, yeah. Yo,
Look, she's gonna foot race somebody today. Watch.
first and foremost, can I shout out Jackie, man, my baby,
Yes.
my wife.
As
She
you
is the
should.
Wizard of Oz of all of this. So today is the first time I'm ever doing this without her help, her assistance, without her running the show. She started a new job. She started this week, and I miss her terribly because just the setup of this morning gave me almost a panic attack. But
Thank
here
you,
we
Jackie.
are.
And congrats on your new job.
Dope.
That's exciting.
I'm so like she, you know, and not to make this like a moment, but like she go above and beyond for everybody in the family, for all her people, for me, for the kids, for the pets. You know what I mean? And like,
You got a
she
good one.
deserves every great blessing that she receives. Manny Cartagena, my nephew just chimed back in. He said, yes, those are big facts because y'all are the ones who helped instill the passion in me. My goal was always to be able to beat y'all. I couldn't do it, but I kept coming close. Hey, at least he's honest. Manny, again, love you, nephew. Goodness gracious. Turkey Day game will be at Maloney Stadium, I believe. Huh.
I think the last I saw was Fisher was saying they would only play if it was P-Berg's last game in their season, is what I thought I saw. Like if they didn't have to go on for more state games.
Yo, real fast, because now Jackie getting mad love. Jen, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Rob, we appreciate. Yo, Rob, UPS is hiring. I'm telling you, she is wild with the organization. It's like, if it wasn't for her, my life would be disheveled. Jose, great job, Jack. Yes. Very appreciative.
And these guys know because they all have great women behind them too.
Absolutely.
Jose's wife, Bobby's wife, they know what that's like, what that partnership's like.
There's I forget where I seen the phrase somewhere is like behind every good man is a better woman, greater woman. And that's facts. Like we talked about this last time you were on, like, yo, if it wasn't for her, there would be no me. You know what I mean? As clear and plain and simple as I could put it. There would be no motivational, inspirational, none of that fly shit. You know what I mean? And I just appreciate it. Melissa Deemer Fober, that's Bobby's wife.
There she is.
Truly inspirational. Thank you. Yes, I absolutely do. But, yo, it's so dope. And like the dopest thing is, like, people, I was talking to a guy at work today, and I said, I think Christina about to be on it. He was like, are you nervous? I'm like, Man, listen, I don't get nervous for shit. Like, and please don't take any offense to that. But
No.
like, I I love being close to people that are put in such high regard and high esteem and on. You know what I mean? It's dope for me. So, are you
Yeah.
excited about opening up this new location in London? And what's that like?
Yeah. Yeah. I love restaurant openings. It's basically what I've been doing the last 5 years since I've been on the corporate team, 5.5 years. So yeah, it's because it's like game day when you open a restaurant. You just have like this like super high energy. You're trying to get your team together. You're practicing with them for weeks and weeks leading up to that open date or the soft open date. So there's definitely a thing that satisfies that natural competitiveness inside of me, or that appetite to kind of be the best or put forth your best in a way that you can very visibly see. So yeah, I'm super excited. It's tough to be here and be quarantining because I would normally be with the teams right now. So I'm doing the best I can to manage that. But yeah, super excited. And again, I haven't been to London at all this year, so it's good to be back. I love it over here.
Now, is there any mini Christinas on the team? Are there any little yous out there?
Yeah, I have a couple. I mean, it's our industry, food and beverage industry is interesting, and I blame people like my boss for being on TV, and you have this whole generation of chefs that think you just put on a coat and all of a sudden you can do all these things, and it's a lot of work to get to a place where somebody like Gordon is. But what I've learned is that you have to like grow your own. So I have, for instance, I have our chef at Burger in Las Vegas. I've had that young lady. I got her right out of culinary school. So I've been
Okay.
grooming her for the last 8 years to be able to then take over a room, which she did about 3 years ago. But a good 5 years worth of work and trying to help expand her knowledge and share everything I know, and really closely mentoring her. But yeah, there's probably about 6 young chefs that I think will really just take it to the next level in the next 5-10 years in their career, and I'm happy to be able to mentor them in to some degree right now. So yeah, there's and it's probably across the board. Who's really into it and who's not doing it for a paycheck, and I tend to invest my time in those people, which is really nice and a good outlet for me too. And I constantly just work. Knock on wood. It doesn't give me the most job security, but I work to be replaceable. Like,
They
I don't
say
know.
good
I don't know
leaders
how to
do
better.
that.
Yeah. And it's fine.
So
I want them to be. It's less work for me. As soon as I have people trained, I can delegate and spread things out. And if we're all rowing the boat in the same direction, none of us are carrying too much weight. So, put the right people in the right places, and just keep pushing.
I say that, like, I had this young kid. He's probably like the dopest rapper in the area I know now, right? And he used to come to my house all the time at like 14, 15. And now he's just a monster.
Yeah.
And I got to see him develop and be he's bar none levels above everybody else. You know what I mean? And like, that's the dopest feeling in the world. Like, like you said, you're trained, like I'm training my replacement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to. Man, I love our people, man. Our people are dope. Good morning, HD, my brother. Much love. Robert Foper said, without my wife, I would be lost, and I know she loves you guys enough to risk her job to watch this. Those are facts.
Oh man.
Gerb, my brother.
There he is. There he is.
They're all beautiful women. Thank you. Yes, they are. Jen say, gotta get back to adulting. I love y'all, family, friends. We all rising. P-Berg Pride from the bottom to the top. Keep reaching for the stars. Keep your hearts big. Keep your big hearts. Biggest star of all. Much love to you.
Thanks, Jen.
Chrissy Richards chiming in. You could catch her Sunday nights. Cipher Knowledge with Chrissy. It's a dope show. And I heard her and a special guest, a special panelist, have a new show coming out. But I'll let you announce that, Chrissy. That's not going to be my thing to announce. P-Berg Pride doing big things, being inspirational for the youth. Absolutely. Chris, I'm gonna borrow that line. If we're all rowing the boat in the same direction, yes, facts.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it's about, right? Giving back so freely what was given to us.
Yeah, and to your point, TJ, it's that inclusion. Like you don't even, if you just let people tag along with you, you have no idea the impact that has on their life right in that moment, and then later on when they can apply some of that. So yeah, I think it's important.
Absolutely. Back to the NBA for a second. I got a quick question. What do you think? Who do you think gonna be in the finals next year? Because I had this little debate yesterday.
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't watch enough of the regular season to see to be able to assess players, or what I saw was what was in the playoffs. I don't know. Wouldn't a lot of that depend on what happens during trading and free agents and all that? I'm not sure. I mean, I think despite how long LeBron's been in the league, I think that he still has like this Midas touch. There's something about the way that guy plays and commands a team. I think it tends to bring out the best. So yeah, if I had to put $5 today, right now, on somebody, I'll say the Lakers. But I'm not versed enough to really give a good assessment there.
How many years you think LeBron got left at this level, at the level he's playing at?
Yeah, I don't know. I try to understand his mentality, and I think LeBron will be one. I think he'll want to go out with grace, and looking at him in parallel to somebody like Tom Brady. And I've heard in interviews, Tom Brady has a number in his head, and I can't remember if it was 41 or 45, but he had a specific age that he really wanted to keep playing to. I don't think LeBron's mentality, I don't know him obviously personally, but I don't think his mentality would be that way. I think LeBron will play until he feels he can't compete with the best on the court. I don't think it's in him to compete, as he'll always have to be a top 5, top 10 player in the league. And the minute he drops to top 11, I just don't see him. I think he would give up his space to make room for the next. And I think he would bow out graciously. And I would say maybe another 5 years, maybe. 4. Yeah.
We got Big Al chiming in again. He said, "Congrats on London."
Thank you. Yeah.
It's dope, man.
It's always good to get that nod to come over and help. Is that Alan's prediction? Heat
versus. Yeah, we were talking about it on the pod the other night. And but let's get back to Phillipsburg.
Yeah.
Growing up, where were your 2 favorite party spots? Allegedly.
Alleged party spots. I liked the Bridge a lot. That was out in Storageville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I remember that right? Yeah. And then the Chimney, was that behind Ravenscroft?
Yes.
That one? Yeah. Those were the 2 I went to the most, but that was likely because it's where I could get a ride to and from, because I still had to make curfew. At least Ravenscroft, I could walk home if I needed to. The Bridge, I missed curfew a few times because ski jump. Yeah, that's it.
Jose, shouldn't you be working?
Yeah, but I also was, I don't know if it was fortunate or not, but I was friends with a couple of people whose parents let us responsibly enjoy ourselves in their house. So I did drink outside enough to last me a lifetime. But yeah, I was inside a good amount too. Those weren't our parents. Those weren't Peaburg people. Those weren't county people. Those were the tunnel. Jesus.
So
forgot about that one.
Chimed in and said, "Mom and some others were watching on a watch party, and our comments weren't coming through. Just letting Chris know, Mom was watching and commenting. Unfortunately, when people do the watch parties, I don't necessarily get the comments over here. What I do get is all the StreamYard comments and all the Facebook comments. I get them here, not the watch party comments. So, Alan, if you could tell them to hop over here and comment, you could chime in.
I don't know what any of that meant. Yeah.
You're really not missing shit, Chris. I promise you. What's next for you when this is all said and done? I don't remember if I asked you that before. When it's all said and done, and it's just quiet, and all the restaurants are open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think that I don't know. I don't think that there's really an end game for the company. That what we know we have on deck is about 5, 8 years worth of work. God willing, I've gone back and forth. Oh, do I want to go home and open my own spa? Do I want to do what do I want to do? But I learned so much from Gordon and from our teams, and it always satisfies that part of me. We get to create jobs. The amount of jobs that we've created by opening restaurants is what also kind of checks a box of giving back to the world in general. So I think that I will definitely, again, God willing, stay on to at least hit the initial goal, which we should hit in the next 5 to 8 years. Long term, I mean, I want to retire before I need to, before my body gives out, before my mind gives out. I want to be able to just physically and mentally, emotionally enjoy, the later half of my life. Yeah. But as far as I ideally would just stick with Gordon for a little while. I have a couple small projects I would like to see into retirement, but some of those would necessitate some of the current marijuana laws changing. So I got some plans there, but there's some more federal laws that need to advance for that to even be able to go into play. But I mean, I'll stay with Gordon until we get this next chunk of restaurants open, which is about 150 over the next 5, 8 years, and then we'll see where the laws sit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but look, from Peeber, that's what else do we know? It's almost like what's comfortable. Yeah,
absolutely. So now, we've been chatting, and I'm not gonna keep you all day. We're gonna make this short and sweet today. It's a bonus clip, man. I'm just happy and fortunate enough to be able to sit down with you once again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is there anything you want to ask me? Because I think I don't know if we got to touch that not short-term memory.
I think towards the end we were talking about music a little bit, and I asked you what was next for you, and you were basically saying that you're trying to make room for these young kids and help them out where and how you can, and get more involved in, I think, the podcast and kind of open discussions. And then we got cut off and had to go. So yeah, that's what I was asking you is what that music, because it's always been, as far as I know, music's always been a massive part of your life. And how do you incorporate it into your life these days? And where do you see the next 5 years as far as music goes taking you?
I started writing again.
Okay.
Which is different now at 40.
Mm-hmm.
It's different at 40 because I'm very big on life experiences and how I can portray them in my music. Me and Mickey Blue, one of the guests that were on here, are gonna do a collab EP. It's probably gonna be like 7 to 10 songs. I'm gonna put that out probably in the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. But in 5-10 years, I want to start taking these artists that are coming up and working with them and showing them the avenues and how to get there and who should direct their videos and what lane they should be in and executive produce their albums. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I see a lot of these kids coming up and it's like they're very dope, very talented, but there's not a lot of people that are guiding them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of people around them saying, "Oh, y'all are dope. You're the nicest rapper." Yes. But there's no one saying listen, you have to invest in yourself for people to take you seriously. You know what I mean? And so,
I would imagine a lot of those kids don't know. It's similar to sports. They don't know what their next steps are. So you might have a ton of raw talent, be able to go up to the courts and, run ball with the best of them or be in front of a mic and, hanging with the best of them. But if you can't get that to a next step or find a platform and an avenue where that actually materializes into something, I mean, and I guess that's enough for some people too. But it seems like there needs to be more of a spring in the platform or the launch pad that these kids have within music. And so, being an EP or talent management, sorry, say that backwards, would be, what seems to be lacking in the area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in 10 years, like I want to start traveling. My kids are older now, 16 and 18. And me and Jackie have focused a lot of our time, and not to say that we're done raising them, because I don't think that job's ever going to be over, and I'm okay with that. But taking some trips, seeing some
Yeah.
sights, visiting parts of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Good thing she never found my diary. I'll tell you that. Shit.
Ooh.
Um, are you producing beats too, or do you mostly write?
Just right. I got a bunch of people that do all different types of beat making and sampling and DJing and all that stuff. And like, I think I would have started at a young age, like, cause I DJ'd, so like kind of would come secondhand, but I don't think my OCD would allow me to sit there and sit still long enough to compose the beat the right way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I know how I want it to sound,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But to formulate it like that, I just don't think I had the patience for it.
Yeah. That's like pastry work for me. Like
Right.
most savory cooks don't have the patience to bake because
No.
it's so meticulous and it's just measure. It's math and
Yeah.
science. It's not, you feel and taste. It's not relying on your senses and how you express yourself. It's so heavily relied on science and analytical kind of
Yeah.
input.
I just want to create, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And even like people ask me, like, what are your plans with the podcast? And I tell them, I'm like, yo, I just like having dope conversations with whoever that I give the platform to, like, whether for whatever we're talking about. Like, I got a bunch of people coming on within the next month to discuss mental health, addiction, you know, the suicide rate in veterans, and like, I just want to, whether it's spread awareness, give knowledge, or just talk some shit. You know what I mean? Like, all those things. But
When you mentioned
after this,
earlier how you're
God,
older now,
mm-hmm,
and you're writing for the first time in a long time, it made me
mm-hmm,
think. I wonder what, Pac and Biggie were babies when they got killed.
right,
Babies, what, 25, 24, and I wonder what
27
they
and
would
24.
be. Yeah, what they would be saying. What would have their evolution in lyrics and material been? It's a shame. It's always a shame when you lose talent, people like that, but yeah, especially
Legends,
talent. Yeah.
legends, or even like Jimi Hendrix. I
Hmm.
think about that often. Or different composers, different people. Kurt Cobain.
Exactly. Yeah, I had
You
Nirvana
know,
in my head. Yeah, yeah.
like, to me, that's like one
It's
of the ones.
interesting.
Like, because he was so musically
Hmm.
talented and such a gifted writer. Oh, we
He
got.
was.
Hold. Hey, Chris, I need the recipe for mango pork chops with Spittin.
You win.
So dope, much appreciated. Um, but with that being said, I think we had like the 40-some minute mark, you know what I mean? And not to
Hmm.
cut you short,
Hmm.
but I know you're busy.
Yeah, yeah. I have a meeting, a call in at 3, and I know I was filling in. You got another interview tonight too. Don't want to take up all your
Never,
brain juice.
never just filling in. You are an honored guest and a blessing for me to even be here
I
with
have
you.
I have one more question for you that I'll also answer myself after you're done, if you feel comfortable to answer it. But
Go ahead.
if you could sit down and say thank you to anybody that you grew up with, like one person, either older, younger, same age, that you could go back and thank now because of the impact they had on your life, but you might not have realized at the time, who would that be and why? They ask like, oh, if you could have dinner with anybody, or have a 10-minute conversation, even if it's not somebody in Peaburg.
Um, and this is a wild story, right? Like, there was a real I was in a real rough patch in my addiction, right? And I didn't want to be around anybody, didn't want to see anybody, blah blah blah. And so Tarpy is related to my mother. My mother's a Tarpy.
Mm-hmm.
He would continually reach out to me to try to get me to go to church, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always blew him off. Always blew him off. And then one time I said yeah, thinking he wasn't gonna come and pick me up. and I was high, but he came and picked me up. We went to church, and at that moment, little did I know now that he was planting this. God was planting the seed through Tarp being the vessel, you know. And I tell him thank you all the time, you know. And I don't know if he understands the impact that that moment had. You know what I mean? And this is years back before I even got clean. You know, that was huge for me. That was huge for me. Um, I got like two others too, like, you know, and I'll roll these all into one. Devin Bowden, Colleen Amy, Marianne Fry. Like, at my worst, they never gave up on me. And so I tell two of them, Deb and Colleen, I tell all the time now that I love them and thank you. You know what I mean? But if I could have a conversation with my mom now that I'm clean, like she got to see me clean for a while, but she didn't get to see this version of TJ.
Yeah.
So that would be the, you know, the conversation that I would like to have.
Yeah. It's amazing how much I think nearly anybody that ever stepped foot in the youth center could raise their hand and say that Ed Tarpey made him a better person, a better player, a better something. And there's that one, there's a quote that's leave things better than how you found it. And I think Ed Tarpey's legacy will be the people that he left better than he found them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. It's Kip Johnson's grandmother for me. If I could, I definitely didn't recognize the impact she had on my life. I mean, their whole family, Marvin too. He was like a dad to I think nearly everybody. But yeah, Tip Johnson's gram was like, you know, we didn't grow up with parents that like, you know, we didn't hang out inside the house. We were always outside. And I think generally everybody's parents were kind of like that, or grandparents. And Tiff and Terrell didn't have a lot of people, you know, Miss Johnson didn't let a lot of people in their house. I know that I was one of them because we used to be up there listening to Jerky Boys tapes. That's when those things were first coming out. Yo. And we play Nintendo back with Duck Hunt, and I think they had the trackpad and all that. But there were so many times that I wouldn't have otherwise had a place where I felt safe and secure to be. And as, you know, a young girl on the street, you know, it's not, you know, there's a lot of possibilities there. But when I think back to it and what she provided I don't think maybe she did realize. But yeah, if I could go back to somebody that wasn't around anymore and say thank you, definitely be Tiff Graham. She was amazing. She used to let me steal cookies out of the cookie jar sometimes too, which was lovely. Yeah, good lady, just stand up lady, always put together. I remember like watching her comb out her wigs and doing her makeup and stuff. And it wasn't something I was used to seeing, but yeah, she was just, I thought the world of her and still do. Great town, lucky us.
So bring that emotional ass question out in the end. I'm not mad at you.
It makes us. Go ahead.
We got some comments. Rob Foper chimed in. He said, "Watching the two of you, seeing everyone who has attended, has brought back so many good memories of Phillipsburg we all knew and are trying to get back to. Thank you for staying involved. True inspirations." Absolutely. Alan said, "John Wilson, Tim Horton, Sam Morrow for him." Chrissy said, "That's where I met y'all in church. You and Jack Eustace have been my blessing."
Amazing.
Alan said, "The Jerky Boys." Out Rosenberg.
Yeah, we just have to listen to it real quiet so that her grandma, Aunt Mary, didn't hear us. Because Aunt Mary would come. I mean, she would come at you, not her grandma.
I remember the first time I played a Wu-Tang tape in my house. And my mom made me take that thing out to the back and smash it with a hammer. And I was devastated. Devastated. How could you do this to me? Don't you know how hot this is?
They weren't ready.
To what with? Okay.
They weren't ready for Wu-Tang.
No.
That's good stuff. But listen,
as always, it's a privilege. It's a blessing. And we're going to leave this better than we found it. You know what I mean? To the utmost, it's much love and respect. When we get off here, shoot me your address in Vegas. So I got a t-shirt I want to send you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Cut the sleeves off and do some workouts in it, you know, like I would do.
You got it.
And to pay some dues. Man, yeah, hold on. Right there, Marianne ain't nothing to fuck with. Those are facts, bro. Those are facts. Real fast, tune in to Around the Turnbuckle, Saturdays and Sundays at 6 p.m. Cipher Knowledge with Chrissy at 8 p.m. on Sunday nights. Tuesday nights, we got the Home Team Podcast where we're discussing sports. We're trying to do something big here. Go to 21ML YouTube, hit like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for staying in tune with Spin with Spitter. Chris, as always, man.
Always my pleasure. I'll come back anytime, man.
Oh,
we'll get a part 3. We'll get a part 3 in the books sooner than later.
Right. We got congratulations on your workouts.
Yeah. You look so good. Yeah.
I'm trying.
You must be feeling good too, I imagine. That's why
I'm sore every day and I hate it. I hate the fact that I'm sore, but my knees don't hurt. My back doesn't hurt. Like I'm more mobile. I'm more flexible. You know,
taking some pressure off your heart there too. Don't make it work too hard. Yeah,
absolutely. Like, and that ultimately that's the goal, right? Is I want to be around to piss people off as long as possible.
That's amazing.
I appreciate you, Chris. Until next time.
Homie. You got it. Thank you to all my cousins for all the love too, and everybody else that could show up today. Keep your jobs.
And for that, we're gonna end with the outro and we're gonna cut it out. Peace, y'all.
I'm looking at the man in the mirror, I need a break. Stress weighs on my soul until it starts to ache. Time pass on these past tracks, what a waste, and I'ma let you in for a moment. They say